What's going on, guys? It's your boy Weaponized EX back again with another video today. So I got some Call of Duty gameplay for you guys using the new Ram 7, and today we're going to be talking about the safe space shooter, and top 7 reasons in no particular order why we don't need safe spaces in shooter games. I think that doesn't work. So I got my notes here. So let's just get right into the video. Definitely like, comment, subscribe, and let's get the conversation going in the comment section. But point number 1, a good game is a competitively balanced game, and like any other game or sport on the planet knows this. Fighting sports, board games, chess, checkers. If the rules of the game are fair and as balanced as possible, it makes for a better experience, not only for casual players, for pros, for spectators, school children. Like, it just makes for a better game and a better experience for everybody. For some reason, we're still trying to figure that out, in shooter games. I just don't understand why. Like, for example, let's take basketball, for example. Let's say, they were to come up with some kind of mechanic where, every third time you mishandle the ball or you miss a shot or you get a turnover, you get a free layup for 4 points, Like, let's just imagine that. Nobody would want to play those settings, first of all. Like, any ballpark anywhere you go to, people would just be like, nah, bruh. Like, nah, we're not playing that. Like, no. Like, you make them, you take them. We're playing real basketball out here. Like, nah, we don't play that. But for some reason, like, game developers get so weirded out when they get that from their community. Like, we want a game that's competitively viable because that just makes for a better experience for everybody, noobs included, new players included. Like, that's just it. So moving on to point number 2, safe mechanics lead to a cheaper player experience. So that kind of goes back into my previous point. So let's say we're in this imaginary world where you have this dumb kind of idiotic mechanic of free points for, essentially bad players. And imagine you're the kid who actually knows how to play. You've done all the basketball camps over the summer. You've been working hard. And, now this kid who doesn't work hard, who's essentially lazy, or who maybe just even doesn't care to play basketball that seriously, now can keep up with you because, you're working hard to, shoot for 45% and to, out-dribble your opponents and, to be playing fairly well, and this kid is keeping up with you and actually taking the lead just because of this mechanic that's designed to help him have a better experience because he hasn't put in as much time and effort as you. Like, that is just, like, how would you feel about that, just as that player? Like, what do you do now? Do you start mishandling and turning the ball over on purpose now so that you can, get some free points too? Like, what do you do at that point? And that is where we're at right now in Modern Warfare. It's, it's just kind of you just don't know, like, do I camp too? Like, like, what do I do? Like, so it's pretty crazy. But moving on, I think personally, with COD being trying to be taken more seriously as an esport this year, with the franchising and everything that's been going on there, I just feel like safe space shooter mechanics and safe shooter mechanics are going to hurt CWL. Look at any pro stream out there right now. If you log on to any pro stream, even some of the like YouTubers who play a little more, sweatily, will say they hate the game. They hate the game. It just doesn't. It's not fun for pros to play. Like, I don't envy them in their position. You're gonna have to go into a year playing a game where you don't even know if you really want a gunfight or not, because it's coming out now that the game actively nerfs players for having a higher accuracy and high KD on their profile. So it's like, when you get a lobby full of 10 players who are all like that, like, how is the game gonna handle that? Like, and now your livelihood and the opportunities for the year and stuff has to depend on playing a game like that. Like, yeah, I definitely don't envy them this year, because that's going to be tough. That's going to be stressful. That's stressful to watch. Like, imagine it's Championship Sunday, and your favorite player, on your favorite team is going for a huge play. He's clutching up for the win at the end of the game. Gets the drop on a player, puts half a clip into the guy, and then he just turns around and one-taps him with an M4 or a 725 or whatever. Like, nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to play that. Like, that just doesn't work. So, yeah, I definitely feel like that whole safe space thing as a number 3 would definitely hurt CWL this year. Moving on to point number 4, camping becomes way more toxic. Now, I'm gonna just say this: if you're the type of person Okay, to go into a lobby talking mad reckless, you know, about how you're just gonna run these kids over. I'm so much better than all of you guys are trash, you know, this, that, the other. And then you literally go take the 725 and go sit in a corner somewhere on the map. Like, I question your character as a human being. Like, as a man, as a woman. I'm just gonna let you know that right now. Because you're literally talking all this trash about how you're so much better than everyone, and then you're literally going to camp, which for most players in this game, there's really no defense against that. Like, if you're in a corner and you've got claymores that regenerate every 30 seconds, you've got this gun that essentially one-shots from all ranges, nobody's going to be able to do anything to you, really, if you're decent. Like, if you know how to camp. So that just, yeah, that's another thing. Camping becomes very, very toxic with safe space mechanics. So moving on to point number 5, we're going to kind of bring it home with these last 3. There's this phenomenon that happens with safe spaces where the maps get really, really bad. So there's this phenomenon where you get locked out of a map sometimes on games. And anybody who's played this game for a while knows what I'm talking about. Where you're locked out of the map. It's like, I'm locked up, but I'm locked out of the map. I can't play the game anymore because, you know, right off the start, these kids rush to the power positions, throw down claymores, and pull out their M4s and 725s, and now that's it. The game is over. You might as well just, you know, go back to the lobby now. Game's over. And I've had that done to me, and I've done that to people. And it just, going back to, what is it? You know, point number 2 or whatever, it just makes the game experience cheap, because there's no skill in that. You know, you can't, you know, really just challenge someone's skill and be like, you know, just run at them and be like, yo, can I have this dance? Like, let's go. You know, there is none of that, because now it's just people out camping each other. And it just doesn't feel good. Point number 6, which kind of goes into that, is the peekaboo meta. We're playing Call of Duty Peekaboo Edition out here, y'all. And that's real. Like, it's such a strong thing to just see someone first that you end up not having gunfights with people. And my background's in Halo. I've said that a couple times on this channel. And I'm used to a game where you actually have to have an actual gunfight with people. Like, you have to not only think about how to outposition someone, but you have to maintain your shot throughout the battle, try to make them miss their shot. It's more of like an individual chess match in between players, which I like. And now, switching over to COD, I knew that kind of wouldn't be the case with this game, but it's definitely one of those things where you get into these situations where the first shot and, you know, seeing someone first is so powerful that gun battles really don't happen. It's just people waiting for you to push so they can just melt you, because there's really nothing you can do at that point. So it's pretty crazy. So going into the last point, we're gonna start to try to wrap it up here as we're getting to the end of the video. I'm going crazy on these kids, by the way. But like, even what I'm doing right here, like, dropping this many kills in a Team Slayer is tough, because the game is actually, I call it Team Slayer, but Team Deathmatch is really harder to play. And to be honest, that's the only thing keeping me playing this game still, is knowing that when I go off on this game, like, I just went off. Okay? Like, it's hard to do that on this game. It's hard. Because the game does not want you to do that. And it's just, it gives you a good feeling because you know the game is actively fighting you. Anytime you drop streaks, anytime you know, put up a good gameplay, or you drop a nuke, or you do something, the game does not want you doing that. Like, they literally have designed this game for you to fight you when you're trying to do that. And it's a really good feeling when you are able to go off and really have some great gameplay. So a silver lining, you could call that. That's something I enjoy about the game, but it shouldn't be that way, you know? So those are my top 7 reasons why we don't need safe spaces in shooter games, because, you know, it just really ruins the player experience, and you don't see stuff like this anymore. This final kill cam here, like, just rushing spawns, catching players slipping, switching guns, sliding on. You don't see stuff like that anymore. You don't see real displays of skill like that. So it's tough. But yo, that's it for this video. It's your boy Weaponized EX, and I will see you guys next time.